All right, there are only 3 lessons left,
Let's go.
counting this one. So today and Monday, the last 2 lessons of the year. So 22, make sure we're still doing these problems. I still want to make sure you do all right on the test next Tuesday. If you're not here Tuesday, you can take it Wednesday. That's no big deal. We're going to finish up with a project next week. So first question, select all that are true. I got 3 of them. How about y'all? What do you got, Ken? B, C, and F is what I have as well. Question number 2, again, the 3 different functions. You don't have to do any work with this. They're already done for you. What is the y-intercept? Well, this one tells you the y-intercept. That means it is down 24. X-intercept is shown here. 4 and -6, so you can put a dot at 4 and -6. The vertex, say where exactly is our vertex at. So I know it crosses here, that's not directly in the middle. So what's in the middle of 4 and -6? What? -1. And then if I plug that back into any of them, doesn't matter, you'll get an answer of -25. So -1, -25, that is your vertex. That is the lowest point on the graph. So there's our sketch. And then make sure you have all these things marked. Probably could be labeled as well, so we know exactly where those are. Question number 3. That's what we did yesterday. They have one done there for you. And it wants to know where the numbers came from. Well, -7 divided by 2, that is the middle term divided by 2, so it's half of -7. They didn't write -3.5, they just left it as a fraction. Okay, why was it squared, added, and then subtracted? Okay, well, you squared it, you added it, and subtracted it. That was to cancel out. That's a cancel out. Remember, if you add it, you have to subtract it, so you don't change the equation. They also just completed the square, so you could say that as well. What happened in step 2? Yeah, well, it's a perfect square. So they just wrote it in that form. Also did a little simplifying on the right. Step 3. That's the question. They got a common denominator there, so they could combine these things. So that's all they did, is they got 6 into a common denominator. Denominator. What's the last one tell us? Well, it tells us the vertex. It's at 3.5, -25/4. Rewrite the quadratic and vertex form. I'm going to have to do this today for the warm-up. Question just like this. We'll do a couple of them. 12 divided by 2 is 6. That's my first step. 6 squared is 36, so I'm going to have to add 36 to this side. That means I'm going to have to subtract 36 there. I already have my squared term. 36 minus 36 is, of course, 0. Up to you if you want to put plus or minus 0 there. Not needed. What's my vertex? Opposite of this and this number. There's my vertex. B, same thing. 10 divided by 2 is 5. What's 5 squared? So if I add 25 here, I have to subtract 25 here. 21 minus 25 is negative 4. Get negative 5, negative 4 is my vertex. This one, I'm going to divide everything by 2. Negative 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 squared. So if I add 25 here, subtract 25 here. Debating, I think that 2 is going to affect this. I think it's going to double it. 2 goes with this, the 2 would have to go with this as well. So what's 16 minus 25? I think it's negative 9. And then it would have to double because of the 2. I don't know if we had one like that yesterday or not. Vertex should be at 5, negative 18. 1 in your warm-up today does not include a 2, so it'll be like A or B for you. Question number 5. Give an example that shows the sum of 2 irrational can be rational. I think we'd had one like this yesterday. 18 plus negative square root of 18 is 0. 2 irrationals can be irrational. Square root of 2 plus square root of 3 is square root of 2 plus square root of 3. Can you combine it? Question number 6. Give an example shows a product now you're multiplying. 2 irrationals can be rational. Square root of 2 times 1 over the square root of 2 is 1. Same thing with irrational. Square root of 2 times square root of 3 is the square root of 6, which is still irrational. Question number 7, select all that are irrational. Caleb, how many you got?
3.
What are they?
C, F, G.
That's what I got as well. Question 8. Well, the coordinates of the vertex, we answered that yesterday. Find the coordinates of 2 other points. You could plug in 0. You'd get negative 2. Plug in negative 2. You also get negative 2. It should almost be enough to graph it. Negative 1, negative 4. Negative 2, and 0, negative 2. Whoa, probably should have it under the camera. There we go. Question number 9. Which one do you think? A is correct.